Hey, I'm Thomas. I'm gonna pull you straight into this. You just won World War II. Congratulations. What do you do with the losing side now? If you have at least a somewhat developed moral compass, you'd want to punish them so their behavior does not repeat itself. And if you have a somewhat sizable knowledge of history, you'd know that that absolutely bombed in the war before that. The punishment most often consists of war reparations that are paid for by the losing side, loss of territory, limitations on the army, but most importantly, shame. It is not directly stated in the peace treaties, of course, and never talked about publicly, but there was this stupid human element in the treaties after World War I that the victors wanted to punish the losers so bad, the shame they would feel would make them obedient. You can see how that backfired. In Hearts of Iron 4, Germany even has this little buff icon called Bitter Loser, go figure. So what do? You remove the human element. Make it somewhat professional. Clean. Yes, the Germans now felt the shame and humiliation of losing war, but their homeland is now under direct military occupation of the victors. Hans, you lost the united Germany that your forefathers fought for nearly a century ago. You have bigger problems now than shame. And that's how they felt. There was no time to scramble whatever they had left of their previous ideology. Now they had to directly answer to the occupiers. There is no Germany. The only way out of this was through working with them on shared economic growth. This is where we're getting to the title of this video. Germany is the perfect example for this. They cooperated their way into being one of the most prominent states in Central Europe, later even on the whole continent. Was it because of them being a little lapdog to the Allies, forgetting the cause that led them down this path, or was it a mutual transaction? You see, the economy worked somewhat the same since then. If the numbers are up, we are up. And even the numbers on the whole across the world go up. Mostly. So Germany gets its economic help to stabilize the country so that the Allies get their investments back when Germany stabilizes. Among other things like working people, entering the workplace, natural resources, technology, lederhosen. All the while, their economies get so intertwined that war not only makes no sense, it is practically impossible if you are not self-sustaining. Oh. So it's mid-1950s. West Germany is not occupied officially anymore. Is it going to do something? No? Oh, so it is working. While this was happening, the notion of EU is well on its way into reality. Technically, in 1948, the Organization for European Economic Cooperation, the predecessor of OECD, was something of a first step for the EU shaping its form. It actually came to reality in the 90s, but for the sake of simplicity, let's pretend the notion was already there. So, what was the point of EU? Check the two last words. Economic cooperation. The same thing in principle that happened in Germany. Yes, there are regulations and laws that some members will not agree with, looking at you, UK. Now, I am going to give you the truth. The EU was established to maintain peace through shared economic growth. Yes, military assistance is actually in the form of NATO, but again, for the sake of this video, an EU nation cannot be at war with another member, so they are potentially interchangeable. One cannot exist without the other. People just absolutely love to complicate things to a matter that it becomes gatekeeping. I know basically jack shit about the economic theory, but that's the thing. This is it. Just peace. Just don't fucking nuke each other for 1 second. It was in EU's best interest for countries to develop economically, so they would see the reasoning behind finally not barking at each other like dogs across the fence. Louis, you are one of the most sickening creatures this universe has ever seen. I spit on your grave, Fresser. See you next week, Monsieur Conrad. So there are two reasons you'd want to join and remain in this organization. The EU will invest into your economy, infrastructure, education, culture, etc. So you may share the result of the investment into the market of all the EU member states that need more investing. Germany was the biggest contributor in 2021, which I find funny and also proves me I'm right. Go figure. This helps all the countries to grow, which gives you the second reason. This is all only thanks to peace. And I don't know about you, but I think peace is kind of dope. The reason why I'm making this video is exactly this thought. People are angry over basically everything now, and my blood is just boiling when the anger is aimed at the EU, the very thing that helped many countries get to the state they are today. People are blaming the system. Do not blame the system, blame the people behind the system. I have said system way too many times. That's why it is a democracy. There is only one thing you should be angry at. War. This is absolutely everything you need to know about how the EU works. Trust me. We need the EU because we need peace. Do not blame the organization that has no influence on the things that are making you angry. I'm gonna dodge a bullet by not talking about any of the conflicts going around today and give you a nice little example from history of my beloved Czechoslovakia. These guys had to endure existence in a nation where they didn't exactly feel that was their own. After reaching their dream nation, they existed for like 20 years, got chomped up like some week-old lasagna left in the fridge, dismantled, and then just popped into existence again, beaten up than never before. Who is to blame for this? Well, they blamed the system. It was democracy that failed them time and time again. What followed was, shockingly, another system that failed them, so they got rid of that one and now they're happy with democracy again. A bit chomped up again, but hey, both nations are EU members and are happy with it. They're actually not really happy. What do you mean they're not happy?